I want to talk about something that drives me a little nuts: puppy birth presentations or delivery positions. I want to discuss what's normal and what's not, especially the positions that are unlikely to proceed through the birth canal, like breech and head deflexed position. This educational video will be followed up by another discussing when puppies get stuck and what you can potentially do as a breeder, so keep an eye out for that. Understanding puppy birth positions is so important. Knowing how puppies present during birth can help you identify normal versus abnormal deliveries and know when to assist or call for help. This is an anterior presentation, the most common and ideal way for a puppy to be born. You'll see the head and 2 front feet coming first. This presentation usually means the puppy will pass smoothly through the birth canal with little or no assistance. So if you see a nose and 2 front paws coming first, that's a good sign. This is the ideal presentation. What you're seeing now is a posterior presentation. The puppy is being born hind legs and tail first. A lot of people mistakenly call this a breech, but it's actually completely normal. As long as the back legs are extended and the puppy is moving through the birth canal steadily, no assistance is usually needed. So remember, back feet and tail first is not a breech. It's just another normal way puppies are born. I do really want to emphasise this point. A lot of people, even some breeders, assume that any rear first presentation is a breech. And honestly, this is what drives me a little nuts, because it's just not true. This is completely normal and usually doesn't need any intervention. So now I want to show you what a breech presentation is. So this is my puppy and this is my birth canal with mum's tail here. This will be the exit. So this is the breech presentation with the puppy's hind legs tucked under the abdomen and the backside presenting to the birth canal. That is a true breech position. Now you can understand why you can run into trouble with breech presentation, because the widest part of the puppy body is trying to pass through the birth canal without the legs to guide the way. Breech will cause a blockage or a stuck puppy that often requires veterinary help. There are some actions you can take as a breeder, and I'll discuss those in my next video. So to recap, this would be posterior presentation with hind legs and tail coming that way through the birth canal, and this is breech presentation. Let's discuss the last presentation. This is an abnormal anterior presentation called head deflexed. The puppy is always coming front feet first, but with a head deflexed presentation, the head is either extended backwards or it can be extended downwards between the front legs. As you can see, this head deflexed presentation is always going to cause an obstruction. This type of presentation will never deliver on its own and always needs veterinary assistance. Now I want to say something that might ruffle a few feathers, but it's too important to leave unsaid. If you ever take your female dog to the vet during a difficult whelping, do not let them give oxytocin until they've done an ultrasound scan first. Now don't get me wrong, as a qualified veterinary nurse I have a lot of respect for vets and I've got some brilliant vet friends. But I've seen oxytocin given by inexperienced hands in situations where it should never have been used. I'm talking about cases where a puppy was in a breech or head deflexed position, presentations that physically cannot pass through the birth canal, and yet oxytocin was used to force stronger contractions. The result, a ruptured uterus, a dead puppy, and in some cases a lost female. And all of it could have been prevented with a simple ultrasound scan. So please advocate for your girl. Ask for the scan, insist on it. Don't assume every vet knows the finer points of whelping anatomy. They don't always, and your dog pays the price. Understanding birthing positions is key, but even with a normal delivery, things can go wrong. In my next video, I'll cover what you can do if a puppy gets stuck, so make sure you're following and don't miss it.